Hey guys, Candace Owens. Today we are discussing movies and I'm gonna give you my top picks. Little background though, I'm not the biggest movie buff. Actually, I just saw Star Wars for the first time like 3 years ago. It's very frustrating when everyone's always making a reference to a movie and I'm like, I actually was kind of more of a book dweeb, but that's okay. I do have favorite picks and I'm going to give you those across every genre. Okay, first up in the category of humor, I will not be friends with you if you do not like Wedding Crashers. It is, to me, a perfect comedy. There's not a single person that I would take out of that, from the grandma. It was absolutely hilarious. Every person belongs in that film. Vince Vaughn, his ad-libbing is perfection.
Lock it up, lock it up, lock it up.
And I never get tired of it. Never. I could watch that movie every day and I'm laughing at something that I didn't pick up on because Vince Vaughn is so quick. It is just like, in order to sit with me, you have to like Wedding Crashers. The rules are incredible.
Rule number 6. Do not sit in the corner and sulk. It draws attention to you in a negative way. Draw attention to yourself, but on your own terms. Rule number 76, no excuses. Play like a champion.
Whoever created this movie, whoever wrote this movie, I want to be best friends with you. That's all I'm saying. Next up in the category of romantic comedy, When Harry Met Sally is an all-time favorite. I always watch that movie. I call it a New Year's movie, but my husband pointed out that it's not really a New Year's movie, but I always watch it around Christmas and New Year's because obviously the ending, that's when it happens. When you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. Aww.
That is just like you, Harry. You say things like that and you make it impossible for me to hate you.
Billy Crystal is so funny in that movie and it's just great. I love it. Okay, in the category of like a family film, never gets old. It's hard to pick just one Denzel Washington movie, but Remember the Titans. Do you guys remember the Titans? Do you remember the Titans? Yeah, you should go watch that again. It felt like it told the story of America like moving into a different period of race, and it's based on a true story, which is also amazing. You should go watch that again. I just made my husband watch it because that one didn't really make its way across the pond. Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So we tell them. Actually, fun fact, I actually was a Titan, middle school, Turner River Titans. So we used to do that. Used to be a cheerleader, used to do that. So yeah, Remember the Titans, classic. Okay, Disney movie. This is a super recent one, but if you have not seen it, you have to see this movie. It's so good. Cruella, Emma Stone, amazing. Also someone else that I want to be friends with, probably not going to ever meet, but I love Emma Stone. Cruella is amazing. I'm not kidding. My husband did not want to watch it. I forced him to watch it with me, and he admitted it was really good. You kind of got to get past the first 15 minutes because first you're like, is this like going to be weird and cheesy? But then it's just phenomenal. So that is probably one of my favorite movies out right now. Got to give it to Emma Stone, always.
What was your name? Cruella.
Okay, this next one, I don't really know what category it falls in, but it might actually be my favorite movie ever, Pretty Woman. I just think Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, Richard Gere, is it Gere? I don't know, doesn't matter because that's not his name in the movie. Phenomenal. I mean, just from start to finish, I love that movie so much. And I think for me, just that scene when she goes in and she goes back into the store and she's like, big mistake, huge. I love that because I feel like it's the story of my life. People always underestimate me. And I feel like I've gotten to where I am by just like, hard work, not being a prostitute. I should probably specify, but I love that moment because it's just like being in a room where people underestimate you and kind of going back and showing in their faces like, haha, big mistake, huge. Favorite musical, hands down, is Grease. Born to hand job, baby. Yeah, what's that guy? Danny Zuko, what's his name in real life? John Travolta, duh. Amazing, he's so good in that movie. Love him in that movie, not in real life, but Grease, I grew up watching a lot of musicals. I actually should also put The Sound of Music under there, but the reason why I decided Grease over The Sound of Music is because when I was young, I didn't know The Sound of Music was about the Holocaust, and it kind of made it much more depressing when I got older because I thought it was just about like a happy nanny singing with kids when I was watching it every day when I was young. And I was like, hell's alive, and now I know. Actually, like, it was a very sad movie. But it ends well. The Von Trapp family escapes, but Grease, hand jiving, better.
Away we go!
last but certainly not least, this is a classic, and I also saw it for the first time about 5 years ago. It doesn't matter. It was amazing, and that to me is the marker of a great film, that it just survives decades. The Godfather. I'm gonna go with part one. Incredible, just an incredible film from start to finish. And I did watch the second one, which was also good. Wasn't that impressed with the third one, but I just love the whole concept of family. Not necessarily that you should just kill your brother. I'm not saying that Fredo deserved to die, but you never go against the family. Usually me watching a movie, if I didn't grow up on it, it ends up with like someone saying, oh my God, I can't believe you've seen it. I can't believe you haven't seen it. I can't believe you haven't seen it. And then eventually I just throw them a towel and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. And sometimes I don't think it's good. Like, I'm sorry to say this, a lot of people are gonna hate me, but Star Wars, I'm sorry. I know it's a culture, and then people go, oh, but it was different then because it was the 70s when the first movie was made. But so was The Godfather. Wasn't The Godfather the 70s? And The Godfather, I saw it and I thought it was absolutely amazing. Star Wars is a bit more like a fan cult. It's like trying to break into Spice World.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Grew up with the Spice Girls. You love the Spice Girls. The music was amazing, but you can't just suddenly tell someone the Spice Girls was amazing, and objectively, they probably weren't.
How dare you?
And people are going to hate me and stop following me because I said that, because as I said, Star Wars fandom is real. And so for all the fans that I'm losing for what I said about Star Wars, I'm sorry. I don't mean it.
Much to learn. You still have.
Give me some classics. Never saw it. I've seen nothing. Never saw it. Legally Blonde, but that's not like an old classic. That's like a... No, but old ones are like the 80s and like 70s movies that like have survived. Free Willy was good. I liked Free Willy. Great ending. Killer whale just jumps over him. It's beautiful. Michael Jackson comes in and sings. Oh, you know what I should have added to the list? For action, 300. Solid film. I absolutely love Gerard Butler in 300. This is Sparta. Blah. That's how I feel in politics sometimes. I'm like, this is America. Blah. It's interesting because it's like kind of a graphic action, like it's a bit cartoony, but it's really the script and the characters. You know, it's something that you don't really see that much masculinity and testosterone on display anymore in general. But you know, it's an incredible story. The Peloponnesian Wars, incredible story. You know, the whole concept of a marathon kind of came from this. And there's something about them fighting, and I don't know what it is. It's an exhilarating ride to watch 300. Absolutely exhilarating. All right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap on my favorite movies. Feel free to comment how much you hate me because of what I've said about Star Wars, and also tell me what your favorite movies are.